Paying the toll as the fro cross the road. There's a witch eating souls. There's a dish being filled, and my leg froze. Yeah, it still has a cause, but I'll always love when you purr. September rains when I can't feel a thing, but my God, I love when you purr. People are mean, but that's part of the scene, and I say what I mean, but it's...
Hey everybody, welcome back to my wellness journey. I am Aaron, and I'm here in my van. I'm kind of on the coast. Well, I'm always on the coast where I live right now. But yeah, I found a nice little parking spot, got a view of the ocean out my door. It was really nice. And I thought today would be a good time to talk about loneliness on the road. Uh, it is definitely something to be aware of. It's going to happen, especially if you're a solo van lifer like me. You can get very, very lonely. I was not prepared for the loneliness that I experienced when I first started doing van life. I've always been an introvert. I go to work and come home and just hide out in my room and do whatever. And I mean, a couple nights a week, my roommate and I would hang out. Every now and then we'd do something, go for a walk together, or have dinner, or watch a movie, whatever. But for the most part, I really kept to myself. And I thought, well, van life is perfect for someone like me. I'm an introvert. I like my alone time, and I thought it was not going to be a big deal. I'll have all the alone time I want. And I realized it's not that easy being that alone when you're traveling. Uh, Even though I kept to myself, there's still always someone else in the house. I had a job to go to, so I was always around people for the most part. I was never truly alone. But when I hit the road, I experienced truly being alone. I mean, even campgrounds, people around, you're camping in the city, people around, but you're still by yourself. These aren't people that you, for the most part, can interact with. They're not your friends or your coworkers you can talk to about things or just whatever. And I mean, like, if you're very, very extroverted and you like have no problem walking up to a stranger and being, hey, what's up? Then maybe it's not that bad. But for me, I'm an introvert. I'm very shy meeting new people. I guess someone walks up to me and says hi, I'll say hi back and strike up a conversation with them, no problem. Other than that, it's just, yeah. just, I'm shy. I'm introverted. I just don't talk to people I don't know that much. I'm rarely the first person to say hello. So, I mean, if you're new to van life or you haven't started van life yet, just be aware that this is definitely a danger. It's something to think about. It can be rough. It can be very, very difficult to deal with that kind of loneliness on the road. So I have 5 little tips that you can use to hopefully help you if you're on the road right now and feeling lonely, or if you're going to hit the road and you feel lonely, you feel that aloneness that just really feels deep inside and kind of eats at you a little bit. Hopefully these tips can help you deal with that. Number 1, do not use alcohol or drugs to cope with loneliness. It seems like it might be easy, where grab some beer, smoke a little weed, whatever your choice, whatever your drug of choice may be, whether it be legal or not. I'm not here to judge or say anything other than that. But I recommend not doing that. When I hit the road, I had already been kind of had a drinking problem to begin with. And when I hit the road, it really got worse. I tried to self-medicate, deal with the loneliness with alcohol and weed, and it really didn't work. It really didn't work. I don't know about you. For me, sometimes when I smoke weed, I get really paranoid, especially if I'm stressed out about something or something's weighing heavily on my mind. I'll get totally paranoid about that, and I'll obsess over it, and it doesn't work. And so if I'm alone and feeling depressed and I get high, that can just make everything worse. And alcohol doesn't make anything better. Uh, and if you do feel better, it's a band-aid for a huge wound, is what it is, and that's not going to work. So my recommend, I mean, I'm not telling you not to enjoy alcohol or weed or anything else while you're on the road, but don't make it your crutch. Don't make it what you need to get through the night or the day. Just be really, really careful with that. Unfortunately, I was not careful with that, and I suffered for it. So, I've gotten that under control now. I'm very happy. I'm much happier, much more relaxed, a lot less stress in my life, and I spend a lot less money too. I think I estimate I was spending about $400 a month on alcohol and weed. And that's a lot of money. So, yeah, I'm glad that stress is off my back. I wish I'd taken care of that a lot sooner, but it is what it is. Number 2, find meetups. Meetups are great. You meet other people who are doing the same thing you're doing. They might be 4, 5, 10 years into their van life journey, or they may have just started. And you get to meet all kinds of people. They can give you advice. They can give you tips. They help you with other things, and they can be great companions because you all have something in common. You are living this very unique lifestyle. You're living this fringe lifestyle, and that's a connection you have with other people. And I think it's really rare to go somewhere and meet a bunch of strangers and have the same thing in common. I mean, unless you're going to like a concert or whatever, you know what I mean. But to really be in that, but we are in my opinion, a very unusual group of people. So, and we're living a very unusual lifestyle, which is looked down upon by some, envied by others. Who knows? But I think meetups are great. It gives you a chance, like I said, meet other van lifers, see other van builds, meet people who've done their van builds, get advice, get inspired for your van build if you haven't done a total van build yet. There could be things like you never thought of, like, oh, I could do that and I could do this, or oh, having this in my van will be a lot more convenient for me. So it's really a great chance to just kind of get to know more about van life and meet other people in the van life community. And if you only meet them and then you hang out with them for a couple of days, that's someone else you might form a friendship and you communicate. You text or message or whatever. You can still stay in touch with them. So even if they're 5 states away and you're feeling kind of lonely, you have a friend who understands you. You can text or call and talk to them. So definitely recommend meetups. It's good for, it's a great thing to do all around, not just to meet people, but to learn more about the lifestyle that you have. Or if you've been doing it for a while, you probably know stuff. I'm discovering I know a lot more stuff than I thought I knew. I didn't think I knew as much stuff as I did. And I kind of go over and see what I've been through, what I've experienced, and what I've learned. And I'm like, wow, I've learned so much about being a van lifer and living this kind of nomadic lifestyle. So you never know. I mean, you could help someone else out. If you just put yourself out there more and meet people and go to these meetups, you could meet someone else who might have the same issue you have. So because you guys connect on that, you both feel better about it. So definitely highly recommend meetups. They're not that hard to find. Go online, go to Google, type in van life meetups, or if you want to go, like you're in California, say van life meetups California, van life meetups in Arizona, wherever you want to be, wherever you happen to be, or if you don't care about traveling 1,000, 2,000 miles, just say van life meetups wherever, I don't know, and look it up. Facebook has several great van life communities. I belong to 2 of them myself. And it's a great place to go and just kind of like, see other people are saying, what they're doing, see their builds. You can put questions. I've posed many questions like, hey, I'm looking for this, or I need that. I need advice on this. Other people post advice and you do that. So that's also a great chance to kind of find out where meetups are, meet people, talk to people. You might make an online friend through that. And then eventually you guys meet up, so who knows? I've heard stories about that happening with van lifers. They belong to the same Facebook group, and they start chatting, and down the line they're like, hey, I'm here, we're not that far away, and they meet up, and it's great. So definitely recommend that as well. Number 3, visit friends and family. If you're anything like me, you've got friends and family literally all over the country. I have friends and family all over California and Oregon, Washington, Texas, Pennsylvania, Alabama, Florida, Louisiana. I've got friends and family everywhere, Wyoming. There are so many places I can go to visit and reconnect. Like, one thing I love about being here in Mendocino is it's really given me a chance to reconnect with an old friend of mine. We've been friends for 30 years, and for the last 15 years, we haven't talked that much. The occasional message back and forth, here and there. Hey, how you doing? Catch up on Facebook, things like that. But it's been really, really nice to be here and just be able to actually spend time with my old friend. And we have lunch once a week. Usually I have lunch once a week. And we just hang out and talk. And it's just great. I'm reconnecting with someone I haven't talked to in a long time. And I'll probably go somewhere else to go visit another friend, maybe for a month or two, depending on where I go. So that really helps out too. It not only helps cut back on the loneliness factor, but you're reconnecting with people that you haven't seen in so long. I love when I have friends who I haven't seen them in years, and it's like I just saw them yesterday. Like, when I first started van life, Mendocino was one of the first places I stopped to visit my friend here. I hadn't seen him for probably 12, 13, 14 years, and it was like not a day passed when we saw each other. Not a day passed. We both have more gray hair. But other than that, it was like we had just seen each other yesterday. And it's been great. And that really helps out a lot. Now, also, if you're someone like me who has to have a static job, who doesn't work remotely, that helps too. Because you're going somewhere, however many days, however many hours a week, you're going somewhere when there are other people around. I've made friends at every job I've had. I still stay in touch with a few people I've worked with in the past, and it's really nice. You're not always alone. When I first got here, it took 2 months to find a job, and that was really, really hard. That was really, really difficult because I was alone all day, every single day. The friend I told you about, he has a job and he's got things going on. He's the busy guy. He can't hang out with me all the time. He can't keep me company. He can't babysit me. Not that I want anyone to do that anyway. But it was still it was really, really lonely, and and that put me into a depression. So I wish I'd had a job a lot sooner than that, not just to make money, but to be around people. But I mean, it was a good learning experience for me. I definitely grew as a person. I learned a lot about myself doing that. That was a time when I realized that I had a drinking problem, and I addressed that. So yeah, definitely, if you can, do that. See people, visit people, see family. I mean, I went to Portland. I saw my cousin. I hadn't seen him almost 30 years. Last time I saw him, he was a little kid. Now he's a big man, very tall man. Yeah, big guy. Not the same guy I saw last time, but it's like I said, it's great seeing family. I got to see my aunt in Washington. I hadn't seen her in a long time, and it's going to spend time with her. Yeah. And I have the mobility. I can take time off at Christmas and go see my family at Christmas time, which is nice. So yeah, if you're like me and you got friends, family everywhere, spread out, go see them, go visit them. That really helps cut back on the loneliness, and you reconnect with people you haven't talked to in a long time, which is always really great. 4, caravanning. That is a great way to avoid loneliness, meet new people, and maybe go places you wouldn't think you might go. There might be spots where you're like, oh, I'm not really sure if I want to be there alone, but you're there with like 2 or 3 other RVers or van lifers, whatever, nomads. You feel safe. There's safety in numbers. And maybe someone's like, hey, have you ever been here? No, I haven't. Let's go check it out. They may want to take you places that you haven't been before. And you can take them places maybe they haven't been before. You guys can share adventures together. And it's a great way to, again, meet people, learn more about the lifestyle that you've chosen, from them. They can learn from you. It's a fantastic way to do that. And again, look them up online. Go online, see if there's caravans looking for people. Go to Facebook, groups. Hey, anybody want to make a caravan? I'll bet you if you put enough feelers out there, you'll find at least 2 or 3 other people who might live close to you or close enough to you that they might want a caravan with you. So look that up, try it out. I remember my parents, they first started doing RVing almost 20 years ago. They sold the house, bought the RV, kept traveling, and they did a lot of caravans. They hooked up with people a few times and went on caravans, and they loved it. They met really cool people, went places they probably would never have thought about going to. So definitely caravanning is a really, really great way to meet people and avoid that loneliness. And lastly, and probably the most difficult one, if you're like me, is just be an extrovert. Even if you're an introvert, like me, try and be an extrovert. I know it's difficult. It's so hard. It's so hard. Like, the last thing I want to do is walk up to a stranger and go, hi. But what you can do is you're parked somewhere and you see there's other nomads, other RVs parked near you. Open your doors. Open your doors. Keep them open. You might have people who aren't RVers or nomads. They might walk by and go, oh, do you live here? I'm like, yeah. Oh, cool. And they'll talk to you. They'll ask you questions about your lifestyle. They might want to look at your van. Now, obviously, if you don't want people poking their heads in your home, just say, oh, I don't really feel comfortable people looking at my home. But, if you want to, like, yeah, check it out. Check it out. Before I started doing this, I met a few people who were parked on the side of the road, had their doors open. I'm like, dude, this is your van. Cool. I want to do the same thing. Do you mind if I poke my head in and see what you did? Yeah, absolutely. They'll let me do that. So just keep your door open. People will walk up and talk to you. If you see someone, if you're parked near other van lifers or RVers or whatever, and they're out like walking their dog or whatever, just getting some air, enjoying the day, open your van doors, step outside and make eye contact. Be like, hello, and see if they respond. If they respond back like, hey, how you doing? Go, oh, I'm good, and start a conversation. If you see them and you make eye contact and you wave and they kind of like, and then what? Fine. They've let you know they don't want to talk to you. Great. You don't have to worry about it. But you never know who you'll meet. You meet some great people there. Yeah. And just kind of put yourself out there. You don't actually have to walk up to people and say hello. But I think if you just leave yourself open to the possibility of someone walking up to you, make yourself approachable. Put a chair outside if you have the space. If you can, put a chair outside. Sit there, read a book, just enjoy the scenery. Someone will walk by and I'll bet you anything within like 10, 15 minutes somebody will walk up and go, hey, how you doing? My parents did it all the time. When they had their RV, they would go somewhere, a campground or somewhere, and they would put their awning out. They would put their chairs out. And my mom always said, bring an extra chair. If you can, have an extra chair with you. You set out 2 chairs, you sit in one, and if someone's walking by and start a conversation, have a seat. Join me. If you're a couple traveling together, if you can, bring a 3rd chair. Set up a 3rd chair out there, And if you don't have an extra chair, room for an extra chair, that's fine. Ask them, hey, got a chair? Come on over, Join me for, a cup of coffee. We'll sit in front of the fireplace, have something, have a little drink at night, whatever, Or if you got some food, maybe you talk to them, hey, you want to fix dinner together? I can do this. Do you have this? Great. Just hang out, get together. Oh, keep yourself available. Keep yourself open to meet people. So you don't actually have to walk up to them and talk to them, which, again, I understand how difficult that is. It can almost be paralyzing at times to be like, I walk up and talk to the people. Oh, no, I can't do that. Keep yourself approachable so people will feel comfortable walking up to you. If your doors are shut, no one's going to knock on your door to say hi. I take that back. Actually, one lady did do that to me, but my doors were actually open already. They were actually open. I was just chilling out inside, and she came up and she lightly knocked and, hey, hi. I'm like, oh, hey. So she actually did walk up and approach me. So, but that is kind of rare, but you never know. I mean, again, I don't make myself as approachable as I should. I probably should do that more often. Take my own advice. One thing, too, with all these videos, do as I say, not as I do. I'm just saying, do as I say, not as I do. I have great advice. I just have a really hard time following all my great advice. So those are 5 little tips I've got on how to cut back on loneliness in van life. If you have any other ideas, feel free to put them in the comments below. Let me know if you're a van lifer and there are certain things you do that help you cut back on van life I didn't mention. Put it in the comment. If you're not a van lifer and you have ideas, put it in the comment. Let me know. If I get enough, I'll probably make a part 2 of this. So I love making videos like this. So again, thank you guys so much for joining me and listening to my little my list here. I appreciate all of your support. If you haven't subscribed to me yet, please subscribe. It takes literally like less than a second, costs you nothing, and helps me out a lot. If you leave a comment or hit the like button, that helps me out a lot as well. Helps me grow. I'm almost at 1,000. As of filming this, I'm almost at 1,000 subscribers. So only as 1,000 subscribers, I think I need maybe 1,800 more watched hours. It's only a lot more watched hours to get monetized, but hopefully that'll happen soon. Again, I appreciate you guys, all your help. So again, subscribe, hit the like button, make a comment if you have one. If you want to support me in my journey, you can always be a Patreon member. That's either $4 a month or $8 a month. With that, you'll get early access. Sometimes you get Patreon exclusive materials. Sometimes, I do that every now and then. I'm falling a little behind on that, doing some exclusive stuff, but I do have plans in the future to do a lot more exclusive stuff for Patreon members. So you'll get to see things that no one else gets to see. And it's so cheap, $4 a month or $8 a month. That's like $8 a month. That's less than the cost of 2 lattes at Starbucks. So it's not that much, but it means the world to me. It helps me out a lot. So, all right. Thanks a lot for watching, you guys. I appreciate it. And you guys have a great one. Be well.